Hello, 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 my fellow Game Warriors. My name is Game Warrior, and how many of you want to get Call of Duty Ghosts before the release date? I would say 80% of you, 90%. The fact is, for the release of Black Ops 2, at least 6 popular YouTubers that I personally follow got the game upwards of 3 days before the release date. Whiteboy 7th Street, Woody's Gamertag, Wings of Redemption, T. Martin, Matroix or Allier, and the Syndicate Project. And they got the game separately from the copy Treyarch sent them, and they got the game early. And there are a lot of people that want to get Call of Duty Ghosts early. So today, as you watch the Black Ops 2 gameplay in the background right now, I'd like to discuss with you the ways that people can get Call of Duty Ghosts early. These are ways that have been done by YouTubers in the past, and just normal gamers, so hopefully these tips will work for you as well. So, ideally, everyone would like to get the game as soon as possible. They'd like to get a copy in their hands as soon as they can. I think it's safe to say that everyone would love to get a copy of this game, 2 weeks before it's even released and being sold on the shelves. Unfortunately, for people that want to do this, to get it that early, are going to have to do some more work and are going to have to pay out more money. Now, in order to get the game upwards of a week early, the best way to go about it is to scour the eBay website for listings of the game. If anyone remembers back to Modern Warfare 3, and I certainly do, it's a while back, but I still remember it, around 1,000 copies of the game, I think a little less than that, maybe more, I'm not for sure, but 1,000 copies of the game were listed on eBay that were set to be shipped to arrive to buyers a full 10 days before they could go on sale in the stores. It turns out a group of people pooled their money together and bought the games in a large quantity in bulk, pretending to be a retailer, and could end up selling it on their own however they wanted to. Plus, the listings actually turned out to be true, and a handful of YouTubers, along with the general public, ended up getting the game 10 full days early, or 9 days in some cases. Another thing you can do to get the game early is to search the sites like Craigslist or other auction selling and selling sites. The more places you look, the more of a chance you're going to have of finding someone that will sell you the game. But if you are looking into the Craigslist or eBay options, there are a few things you need to be wary of. Just first off, be aware that some people are out to lie and pull a fast one on you and take your money without you receiving the game in some cases. When reading through the terms and conditions on the product information, be sure that it does say that you will receive the game on the date that you want it to, not sometime after release, and make sure there is a portion in there to where you will get your money back if that does not happen. Also, if you're going to go through with this, you may have to meet people in person, so be prepared for that. And you may have to pay out $100 or more to get the game early. It is all about the money for the people that are selling the game early, because they're taking a little bit of a chance, because who knows how they got the game themselves. Now, for those of you that don't want to go through the work of looking through eBay or those other sites, or don't feel comfortable going through that process, there are another set of things that you can do my words are jumbled there. There is another set of things that you can do to get the game anywhere from 1 day to 1 week in advance. And this is by going directly to the stores that sell them. The first of the two ways is the easiest and most effective out of everything else, but there are some people who just don't have the luxury of being able to have this access. The easiest way you can get a game is to talk to one of your relatives that works at a store that sells these games. If your parent works at Walmart, your brother works at Best Buy, your uncle works at Target, if your aunt works at a gas station that sells electronics somehow, basically anywhere a family member works where they sell video games, you need to talk to them as soon as you can. Get it in your head that you would like to get this copy of a game early. What could you do? Could you talk to somebody at work, or could you do it yourself? I know about a year ago I was talking to one of my friends about the upcoming Halo game, and I said I couldn't wait to get it and play it, and he mentioned to me that his dad worked at Walmart and was going to get him a copy a few days early. All he was going to do was scan it, put the money in the register, because he wasn't going to steal it, and he did it, and everything went fine. They paid for the game a few days early, and in the end, it didn't matter. Walmart got their money. Halo people got their money, so everything went fine. As a whole, every store typically gets new games or movies, books, really anything they sell a week or two in advance to be able to set it up in the store, to be able to set up the cutouts and everything else that might go with. So really, if your relative, family, friends, or even one of your friends knows someone that works somewhere where they sell games, do not hesitate to ask if they could grab you a copy a few days early, as long as you were still paying for it in cash or credit card or however you would choose to do it. I can pretty much guarantee you, more often than not, most people will at least try and see what they can do to help you out, because they do have a personal relationship with you, or if they're your friends, they have a relationship because you're their son's friend or daughter's friend. Also, keep in mind family members that work at rental stores, or friends that work in rental stores. Even though you really can't buy the game from them, if you are wanting to get the game early and still buy it separately, you could still go into a video game rental store and possibly rent it a day or two in advance. Then going on to the bottom of the barrel list to how to get the game early, the next option you could do is an option that most YouTube commentators use to get their games early. Now this one here does work well, but it does take a decent amount of work, and you're going to have to lie potentially yet again. And this option is to call up every mom and pop local game store within a 2-hour radius or so, however long you're willing to drive, and ask if they would be willing to sell the game a day or two early for cash. Now, the mom and pop, or, the local smaller game stores, generally don't get a ton of business. They're competing against Walmart, Best Buy, GameStop, Target, just online retailers. So if you call up the local smaller stores and say that, hey, I'm looking to get this game early, I live about X amount of miles away, and I'm willing to come up to drive to your store and pay it in cash, if you would do something like that. And a lot of times they will end up giving you a copy a few days early because they want to make money. And they know that they are in a competitive market, and this would be their competitive advantage, to give the game out a day or two early so they can make money. Plus, what's the worst that could happen? They could say no, and then you'd have to call another store. You'd have to say, okay, sorry about your time, hang up the phone. And no harm, no foul. Now, moving on to the last two options that I have when it comes to getting Call of Duty Ghosts early. These here require a little bit of luck, and you have to lie a little bit, kind of like the last one somewhat. Also, if you're not comfortable with lying, these aren't the best for you because you're not going to be being able to pull it off. Now, going back to the rental store idea, go into your local video rental place that rents out the games when you believe that they have a shipment of it in stock. When you think your rental store has a shipment of Call of Duty Ghosts but they're not on the shelves yet, just go up to the register and ask the cashier to check behind the counter if they had a copy of Call of Duty Ghosts to rent. If you are lucky, they'll look back there, find one, and just ring it up. More than likely, though, it'll take a little convincing on your part. They might see that, oh, we're not supposed to rent this out yet. And you can go, oh, the game is supposed to be out by now. Or, even if you're persuasive, couldn't I just rent it anyways because it doesn't really matter? I'll bring it back. I'm paying for it. With me, I personally managed to get Modern Warfare 2 like this. I ended up getting it 2 days early because I just went in and asked if they had it behind the counter. They said yeah, and I got it, and it worked wonderfully. And I went home and I played it, and then a few days later I bought it. I think it was my first midnight release for Call of Duty. And the same line of thought goes with the stores that sell the game. As I said, most of the stores get the game a week or two early before they put it on sale. So if you get the right cashier, salesperson, and we're talking preferably a woman, an elderly person, or a person that doesn't speak too much English, there is a greater chance that they will not check to see if they are supposed to sell this game or not. Most of the time, if you are lucky, and this does require luck, there's no doubt about it, they will just sell it to you without a second thought. Because if you are working at Walmart, a long shift in the day, you're an elderly person or a woman that's not too familiar with video games, with many like middle-aged women aren't, it's just a fact, it could work out for you and you could get the game early. So guys, this is the end of the video. Hopefully you all found it insightful and will use these tips to get the game early. My name is The Game Warrior. Be sure you comment, rate, and subscribe, but most importantly, have a good day.